Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Pro Guide to a Perfect Save File. Kilson X here, and we've got Day 4 of Chapter 8 coming your way today, but first I want to review all of the side quests from the previous episode. So we were issued 6 quests to complete throughout the Sector 5 slums in Chapter 8. The first one is the mysterious Mughal merchant. A child wearing a weird outfit is at the hideout. Talk to him. Cloud meets Moggy, a Mughal superfan who's willing to trade items for Mughal medals. Use Mughal medals to become an official member of the Mughal Emporium. Cloud is now an official card-carrying member of the shop. Collect more medals and trade them for items. Quest 8, our second of the chapter, is Kids on Patrol. We'll have to scroll down to the bottom to get to the start of the quest log. One of the Leaf House teachers, Miss Folia, is in a bit of a bind. Hear what she has to say. Miss Folia asks Cloud to bring back the children still out on patrol. Look for the kids with the wooden swords. One of the kids on patrol has been found. 4 more to go. Look for the children with the wooden swords. Another kid on patrol has been found. 3 more to go. They should be in town somewhere. Another kid on patrol has been found. 2 more to go. Another kid on patrol has been found. Just 1 more child left. All the patrolling children have been located and sent back to the Leaf House. Go and talk to Miss Folia. The children ask Cloud to defeat the Toad King, a monster who has appeared near their hideout. They've promised a whole 3 gil as a reward. Head to their hideout. The Toad King has been defeated. Return to the Leaf House and tell the kids they have nothing to fear. Cloud sees firsthand how tough it can be for the children in the slums, but thankfully, people like Miss Folia are there to watch over them. Life here can be mean and meager, but it's not without hope. Alright, and with that we can move on to the third quest, Weapons on a Rampage. We got this one from the scared man on the outskirts of town. A frightened man is seeking help on Station Way. Hear what he has to say. The man claims to have been attacked by 5 pieces of defective Shinra heavy armor in the scrapyard back alley. Search every corner, including back alleyways and dead ends, and find them and destroy them all. A rampaging Shinra weapon has been destroyed, but 4 remain. A second rampaging Shinra weapon has been destroyed, but 3 remain. A third rampaging Shinra weapon has been destroyed, but 2 remain. A fourth rampaging Shinra weapon has been destroyed, but 1 remains. Report back to the scared man. The weaponry that attacked the man were part of the Mako Reactor security and were only following protocol. Not even a 1,000-foot drop could make them forget their orders. Could the same be said for Shinra's troops? Then we have the 10th quest of the quest log, A Verified Hero. The members of the hideout have given Cloud special permission to participate in an unknown game. Play along. The kids have allowed Cloud to play Whack-A-Box, a popular game at the hideout. Show these children what an ex-soldier is made of. Cloud dazzles the children with his box-breaking skills. And on to quest number 11, The Angel of the Slums. A man in the front of the community center is in need of some assistance. Talk with him. A reporter wants help collecting information on the slum's guardian angel. Inquire inside the community center. Cloud meets Murray, a well-informed slum citizen who has intel on the guardian angel. Return to the reporter. Murray claims that the guardian angel's hideout is at Lookout Point just beyond the alley. The reporter asks Cloud to investigate. The guardian angel was not at Lookout Point, but a vicious fiend was. Take a look around the area and search for clues to the angel's whereabouts. Cloud finds a calling card from the angel of the slums. Report back to the journalist. It seems the angel was trying to throw the pesky journalist off their scent. The party has been led on a wild goose chase, but Murray gives them a little something for their troubles. And that brings us to our last quest, which we haven't quite completed. Paying respects. The man Cloud helped thinks the merc might have what it takes to assist a guy he knows. Meet with the glum-looking old man outside the weapons shop. A monster infestation in the graveyard is preventing the man from visiting his wife's resting place. Cloud can clear out the monsters, but first he'll need a key to the graveyard. Oates may know how to help. Cloud obtained the graveyard key from the Mughal Emporium. Head to the graveyard near Nuts and Bolts Hill. The 2 defeat the monsters in the graveyard and Aerith pays her respects. Report back to the old man. So that's where we are now. So we'll wrap up that quest before we finally finish off Chapter 8. As for collectibles, this episode is pretty sparse, but we will get a studded bracer for our side quest number 12 reward. Plus we'll also get the reunited trophy for completing Chapter 8. The actual gameplay portion of this episode is going to be pretty short, but stick around afterwards for some extra Easter eggs and a recap on the game's story thus far to help us prepare for Chapter 9 and beyond. So here we go with Day 4 and the conclusion of Chapter 8. So Cloud and Aerith are just waking up in the graveyard where we left them at the end of Day 3. We're just finishing up quest number 12, but we skipped the fast travel prompt in order to spend the night in the graveyard. So there it is, paying respects, and we'll have to head back to the weapon shop on foot and report to the old man to complete the quest. It's not that far to get back into town though, so no worries. Chapter 8 has been a lot of fun, but also an incredible amount of time and work, so I'm really excited to finish this chapter off and move on to the next one. Nice, a Mughal medal. And actually, Chapter 9 is even longer than Chapter 8, crammed full of side quests and secrets, but it's a wild ride. It's one of my favorite chapters. I don't want to give away too much now, but it should be a lot of fun. But I do anticipate a longer break between this episode and the start of Chapter 9. I've got my work cut out for me to research, practice, and prepare all the footage. And on a side note, I'd like to announce that I'm going to be doing some live streaming again. It's been a while, but I managed to get my hands on a PS5, and the new updated version of the Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out with the DLC Yuffie episode. So I want to stream the whole game from beginning to end on PS5 with enhanced graphics and new content. I'm super excited. That's all going to start on June 10th, so look forward to that. Here's the old man.
I'm really grateful for what you did. Here's your reward. I owe him a lot, maybe more than I can ever repay. And now I owe you a lot too. I know it's not much, but I hope it makes up for it a little bit.
We paid our respects to your wife, and we took care of those creatures.
Oh, that's such a relief to hear. I can't tell you how much it was weighing on my mind. I was beginning to think I might never be able to visit her grave again. With my bad back and my legs, my whole body's a mess, frankly. I didn't think I could make it past the creatures. But I was prepared to die trying, and then you two came along. Still, I've got to face facts. Creatures or no, I can't keep making these trips.
Don't say that.
This is the graveyard key. Run it back to Mughal.
But I just told you about my legs.
Why don't you just give it back?
Okay. It'll cost you 5,000 gil, though.
5,000?
It's always money with you people. Fine. I won't ask you for anything else. I'll take your damned key and give it to the boy. It's downright depressing. What is the world coming to these days?
So we lost the graveyard key from our inventory, but we got our studded bracer reward.
We probably ought to call it a day.
Getting late, huh?
You've been working so hard you lost track of time.
Had to. The pay sucked.
'Cause they didn't know if you were worth it yet. But now they do. Come on, let's go home.
And with that, that's all the chapter side quests and secrets completed. Now we can advance the story.
You're a real dick, you know that? But on the bright side, it seems he's all fired up again.
Cloud was kind of an asshole. Even for him, that seems a little out of character.
Money. That's all you kids think about. Not a whit of generosity or selflessness. I may as well keep working till the day I die.
Moggy's like a block away. He was going to charge him $5,000 to take the key back for him. Besides that, we should have held on to the key. Okay, here's the studded bracer. A spiky bracer worn to express one's inner rebel. Seems like it would suit Cloud pretty nicely. Alright, so we've got to head back to Aerith's house, but first let's take a look at this nice and shiny completed quest log. All 12 quests completed. I love it. There's more quests coming, but between this and the battle intel, it's nice to see everything completed so far. And with that, there's no more unfinished business, so let's head back up through the Sector 5 slums town and back up to Aerith's house. Aerith's mum has dinner waiting, and then we're gonna get a good night's sleep to prepare for our journey into Sector 7 in the morning. However, you might remember the Leaf House mother tipping us off on the presence of a Turk in the vicinity. There he is on the road ahead, blocking our path to Aerith's house. The one from the helicopter in day 1 of my Chapter 8 guide. This time we can't run or hide, so we better get prepared for battle. As always, pause if you want a closer look, but the most important elements here are that Aerith has wind and Cloud has steel and luck up. This is also a great fight to give Cloud steadfast block because it's a really defensive battle. We exchanged our protective boots for the Whistlewind scarf to give us that extra ATB, and Aerith has the earrings again for a stronger magic attack. Now we can just set up our shortcuts. Each character has first strike, Cloud's got the ATB boost, and I gave assess to Aerith. Aurora is going to be really effective here, so make sure you have that set up.
Hello, Aerith.
What do you want?
Haven't seen him before. He your new boy toy?
He's my bodyguard, if you must know.
Wait a minute. Those eyes. Is he the one who beat up Reno?
And what if I am?
Need to cross my T's, dot my I's, that's all.
Cloud, leave him be. Rude's not a bad person, really.
No, I'm not bad. But like it or not, I sometimes have to do bad things. Don't take it personal.
You Turks are all the same. All bark, no bite.
You're one to talk.
Alright, so it's time to fight Rude the Turk. Make sure you're controlling Cloud and start off with a counter attack to Rude's first attack. Then cast Aurora with Aerith from the menu. Do not switch to her. Rude will not hurt Aerith, but whenever you're controlling her, he'll always put her to sleep, and we don't want that. He's weak to wind, so we did some decent damage and pressure with Aurora, and then followed that up with a focused thrust to add pressure. We just blocked the spinning axe kick since you can't counter it, but there's a counter for the stagger. That'll give me a window to attempt to steal, and nice, I got the Mega Potion right away. I used ATB boost and triple slash to finish off the first phase of the fight.
Okay then.
So, you had enough yet?
No, I don't believe that I have.
So now we're in phase 2. Rude's gonna throw some shockwaves at us. The best thing to do here is just dodge out of the way. I'm also gonna use an ether on Aerith so that we get her full MP magic attack bonus when we use our next Aurora. And again, we'll control Aerith from the menu and cast Assess. We need to build some ATB, but we need to wait for Rude to attack us. Dodge out of the way of the Spirit Geysers. If we just go in flailing, he's gonna counter us, so we need to flip the script and wait for him to attack. We'll have to dodge that running tackle. It can't be blocked or countered. We can, however, block the spinning axe kick and get some extra ATB with the steadfast block materia. Follow up with the triple slash, and while Rude's distracted, we can quickly switch to Aerith and build her ATB with her staff attacks. We cast Arcane Ward, then back over to Cloud so Aerith doesn't get put to sleep. Keep pushing with another triple slash, sneak some more attacks in with Aerith. Rude's back on his feet, so we need to play defensively again. Our next goal is to get Aerith's ATB up, but again we can't control her since he'll put her to sleep. Dodge the shockwave, circle around him, and wait for an opportunity to counter while our ATB slowly increases. Aerith is standing in her arcane ward and she's about to get her ATB charge, so now we can command her to do a double Aurora. Rude is weak to wind, so that should help tip the scales in our favor. He was able to block a lot of the damage, but he couldn't avoid being pressured from the double wind assault. So now with Cloud we can just rush in, we can do a focused thrust, build more ATB, follow it up with a second focused thrust. He's got huge pressure, now we can get the stagger, and while Rude is defenseless, we can switch back over to Aerith and fill her ATB up while she's standing in the arcane ward and finish this fight off with another double Aurora combo. Cloud was right, way more bark than bite. Nice, and we didn't even need the second Aurora.
Please, just leave us alone.
You know I can't do that.
Hey there, partner. I'm sure you're having the time of your life, but we're needed on standby for a job. Something about Sector 7. So get your ass back here now.
Understood.
Got somewhere else to be?
Apparently so. Go home and stay there.
You know I can't do that.
Alright, nice. So that's the one and only battle in day 4 of Chapter 8, and we won't have to deal with the Turks again for a while. Something tells me it's not the last we've heard of them, though. Okay, let's take a look at Rude in the enemy intel tab. Rude, an operative with the Turks unit of Shinra's General Affairs Division. As he possesses incredible strength and a well-toned physique, he prefers using his fists over weapons. Wind attacks rapidly fill his stagger gauge. We were able to steal a Mega Potion and got most of the battle log except for the limit break. Here he is looking super badass. He is actually quite a formidable opponent, I just had a good strategy. And I love how he carries replacement sunglasses for when his first pair of shades shattered. And with no more obstacles in our way, we should be good to return to Aerith's home. I think Cloud's had enough distractions for one day and he's ready to get back to Avalanche. But he saved this girl from the Turks and some kids and some other people in distress in the town, so all in a good day's work. And here we are.
Wait a sec.
OMG, what does she want this time? Just let us go already. Looks like she's leading Cloud back into the flowers. I guess we'll follow her. We've got to wait till morning either way.
So, you coming?
Nah, I just started walking in the same direction as you because I wanted to go the other way. All jokes aside though, this is a pretty nice scene coming up. We get to see a little bit more of an intimate side of Aerith, and we also get to cross a hidden discovery quest off the checklist. It's also just cool to get a closer look at Aerith's garden because it's an area that you absolutely fall in love with in the original. I'm going as fast as I can, but the game forces you to walk through a lot of this.
You talking to the...
Shh. So, yeah. It was that kind of day. Let's go. Shouldn't keep Mom waiting.
Hey, what'd they say?
Good work today, guys. Kidding. They didn't say a word. But, you know... never mind. It's not like you'd believe me after all.
Probably not. Oh. Tell me anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
It won't be much longer now. The flowers, they have something important to tell us. Something they need to share with us. At least, that's the feeling I get. But before they can, there's a final step that has to be taken. Otherwise, we won't hear them. Maybe I should just give up. Honestly, it's what I do best.
Could have fooled me. From what I've seen, you're no quitter.
Well, today's special. That's why I've been working my butt off.
What's so special about it?
Okay, time to go.
Learn to talk to her.
Did the flowers say anything?
Good work today, guys?
That's the spirit.
Nice, so Cloud let his guard down a little bit, and we completed the discovery quest, The Language of the Flowers. Now we can head back into Aerith's house, and we're very nearly at the end of Chapter 8. This is your last chance to complete any outstanding quests.
You're heading in already?
I'm positive I've got everything done, but by all means, feel free to double check for yourself.
Yeah, that's enough for one day.
Where have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Sorry. We got a little sidetracked.
Dinner's ready, in case you're wondering.
Ah, great.
But before we sit down, I want you to make up the guest room.
Gotcha. Take a load off, okay?
Judging by those eyes, I'm guessing you're a soldier.
Ex-soldier.
I hate to ask, but would you leave tonight without any fuss, no questions? You boys made a trade, a normal life, for power. You can't have it both ways.
I'm back!
Good! Now, I hope you're hungry.
Starving, right?
I've never been so proud. The man you've become. Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
Alright, so as per Aerith's mother's request, it looks like we'll be sneaking out in the middle of the night without Aerith. And we've got another little minigame trying to get out without waking up Aerith. Sneaking out. Try to sneak out of the house without letting Aerith spot you. Be careful not to bump into anything by accident. Aerith will notice if you make too much noise. If you just apply full forward momentum with the left joystick and move around the debris while changing the camera angle, this is a breeze. Be careful not to collide with anything.
You're leaving?
So, how do I get to Sector 7?
It's simple enough. Just cut through Sector 6. It isn't exactly safe, but you should be okay, seeing as you're a soldier.
Was one.
Promise me, you'll never talk to Aerith again. Please.
You got it.
Thank you.
Cloud's like, sweet. I was trying to figure out how to get rid of her.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so now we can head out into the Midgar night, and what a glorious night it's going to be. But we'll have to wait until Chapter 9 to experience that. In the meantime, we'll head back into town and make our way to the road to Sector 7 through Sector 6. So we didn't wake Aerith up, and that's another perfect score on a minigame. By the way, if you're having trouble with that one, another strategy is to just go really slowly and incrementally move the joystick little by little, inching Cloud along quietly through the debris. Alternatively, if you just screw it up several times, it'll get easier.
If it isn't the new florist. I appreciate you helping the kids out today, thank you. They won't stop talking about the soldier who saved the day. Oh, and make sure to give my thanks to Aerith, too.
Sure.
I think the house mother wants to bang Cloud.
Don't push yourself too hard. The kids are talking about you like they found themselves a new hero. Thank you for being there for the children. I really appreciate it.
She's wearing a stamp apron.
Are you working at this hour?
She's suspiciously standing outside while almost everyone else is asleep. Okay, so we're not technically going to finish Chapter 8 right now because there's not really a cutscene break between Chapters 8 and 9. It just gets triggered when you walk into Sector 6. So Cloud's just going to take a rest at the bench here and we'll activate Chapter 9 at the start of the next episode. But it's literally 100 steps away, so for all intents and purposes, Chapter 8 is complete. And that's going to get us the reunited trophy for completing Chapter 8, although technically we won't pick that up until the start of the next episode when we pass into Chapter 9. But this is the appropriate time to celebrate this trophy and the completion of the chapter. So we've got some time left in the episode and there's a few things I want to cover. Let's start with a proper listening session of the Gold Saucer theme since we kind of glossed over it in the last episode. I love how you can see depictions of the children fighting, riding, and conquering hedgehog pies on the wall in the background. It makes sense because they run rampant in these parts. This song is definitely a hokey and goofy kind of march, but I will say it's well composed. And there's a shipwreck in front of us, sporting the kids' hideout symbol as its centerpiece. Alright, and next I'd like to take a closer look at some of the hidden details throughout Chapter 8 that we kind of passed over quickly in a rush to get through all of the episodes. There's a bunch of cool billboards posted around the train station. What we do for Midgar and for you. There's another stamp ad, and a Chocobo show coming up apparently. Shinra, merging innovation with creation. Shinra Construction, we work hard so you can live well. Definitely some propaganda. This stairwell on Nuts and Bolts Hill leads to a fenced-off area full of treasures and secrets, but how do we get in? We're gonna have to wait until later in the game to uncover these mysteries. This area with the giant TV monitor rig is the town square to the Sector 5 shantytown. Not only is it where the locals hear all the latest news from Shinra, but there's also a speaker set up for speeches and town hall meetings. If you eavesdrop on their conversation, you can find out that this group of Sector 5 residents were paid off by Shinra to further slander Avalanche's reputation. This stray dog is definitely a reference and a shout out to the barking dog in the Sector 5 slums of the original Final Fantasy VII. If we look in the Leaf House after completing the side quest Kids on Patrol, we can see that the kids are finally at their desk doing Miss Folia's assignment. It's pretty cool that the community center has artwork depicting flowers and doves, considering there's flowers and vines growing all over the building, and there's often doves hanging out on the awning. This is an interesting little chocobo stop, Sam's delivery service. I wonder if we'll be able to take advantage of that later in the game. If you look really closely, you can see a sun lamp defying gravity where the Sector 6 plate used to be. I also love the green Mako-infused glow of the night sky and all of the lights of Midgar at night. This poster in the top right of the materia shop is hard to make out, but it says hair tonic for astonishingly radiant and spiky hair. Here's a brighter version on the left wall, and it's been theorized by fans that this is what Cloud uses for his hairstyle. Here's a really great view of Mako Reactor 5. Yeah, that's right, the one we just blew up. But I suppose most of the destruction occurred above the plates, so that's why we don't see any evidence of it down here. Here's your friendly neighborhood drunken hobo. And a closer look at the chocobo floral arrangement that we helped to design. There's some other cute chalk artwork on the walls done by the kids. Looks like a Mughal with a rainbow and some flowers, nice. Also good to know that the residents have a place to do their laundry. Aerith's garden is absolutely stunning at nighttime and shimmers with the green glow of Mako energy. There's even a couple spots we never explored, like this pretty lantern-lit plateau. And we can't forget the vegetable garden, complete with pumpkins, carrots, and beets. And with all of the side quests in this chapter, I thought it would be good to do a little recap and refresher of the main story. The game starts just after our main protagonist Cloud Strife enters the great city of Midgar. We know nothing about his past or where he came from, other than that he used to be a part of an elite group of warriors known as soldiers, controlled by the Shinra Company, a highly powerful world-leading organization. By a chance encounter, Cloud runs into his childhood friend Tifa, who recruits him to join Avalanche, an anti-Shinra organization. Avalanche faction leader Barret Wallace is on a mission to destroy all of Shinra's Mako energy power reactors, which he claims are slowly destroying the planet and sucking the life force from the world. Barret reluctantly agrees to hire Cloud for a job, their mission to plant a bomb and destroy Mako Reactor 1. Although Barret doesn't trust Cloud since he used to work for Shinra, Tifa assures Barret of his loyalty, and Cloud quickly proves himself as they succeed in destroying the first reactor and escaping to safety. Or so they thought. It turns out Avalanche's bomb was ineffective, and President Shinra gave the order himself to have the reactor destroyed. We learn right away just how evil and corrupt Shinra is, stopping at nothing to gain more control and power, even going so far as to destroy their own property and sacrifice the lives of the innocent. And so a reactor was destroyed, and Avalanche, believing it was them that did so, celebrated and prepared for their next attack. They weren't, however, prepared for the extreme level of destruction that was caused, and this put them in a moral dilemma. After second-guessing their actions but resolving to continue for the good of the planet, Avalanche made their way home to the Sector 7 slums, underneath the Great Plate of the city of Midgar. Cloud got separated en route in the fiery wreckage of the streets and came face to face with an old nemesis. Was it real or a hallucination? We're starting to see that Cloud actually has some serious mental issues. Cloud then meets a quirky flower girl, and the pair get attacked by some mysterious ghost figures. The girl manages to run away to safety, and with many strange occurrences, Cloud's left with a lot of questions. After battling his way through Shinra forces, Cloud eventually makes his escape onto a train and meets the rest of Avalanche at the rendezvous point. All of the Avalanche members make it home safely, and Cloud is able to catch up with his old friend Tifa. Tifa's already arranged a place for Cloud to live with her landlady, and the next day Cloud joins the neighborhood watch and starts earning money in his new life in Midgar. Avalanche member Jessie bribes Cloud with summoning materia to help her steal Blasting Agent from Shinra for the next bombing mission. They ride the highway to the Shinra facility, but their progress is blocked by one of Cloud's old colleagues, Roche the Soldier. They quickly dispose of him and continue on to steal the Blasting Agent necessary for the next bombing mission. Cloud obtains the necessary clearance keycard from Jessie's father's work outfit, and with the help of Biggs and Wedge, they execute a perfect distraction so Jessie can complete the mission. We get a bit more character development as Cloud reflects back on a promise he made to Tifa when they were children. He agreed to be her hero if she was ever in a time of need, no matter what. Avalanche secured the Blasting Agent and made their way back down to the slums in style, by parachute. Avalanche are ready for their second bombing mission. Barret still doesn't trust Cloud and doesn't want to take him along. However, after Jessie and Wedge both sustain injuries, he's left with no other alternative. And this time, Tifa's joining us too. The group board the train headed for Reactor 5, their next target, but Shinra is aware of their plans and they're forced to jump. They battle their way through the subway system and along the treacherous catwalks under the Sector 4 plate. They proceed to penetrate Mako Reactor 5's outer defenses and continue on to infiltrate the reactor core and plant the next bomb. Avalanche seems to be one step ahead of Shinra, but can they stay that way? A hologram of Shinra's military commander Heidegger appears. With an override, he seizes control of Avalanche's remote detonator and deploys the mechanized airbuster unit to neutralize them. We also learn from President Shinra that they plan to destroy the reactor anyways and blame Avalanche, turning the public against them. After an arduous battle, we defeat the airbuster, but the blast from its destruction leaves Cloud dangling by one hand from the rafters. The bomb is about to explode, and Shinra is hot on their tail, so Tifa and Barret have no choice but to leave Cloud hanging. He eventually falls, but miraculously survives, and is awoken the next morning by the Flower Girl. The church Cloud lands in just happens to be her hangout area. We learn that her name is Aerith, and that she too is avoiding the Shinra government, who are sending special operatives called the Turks after her. Cloud needs to return to Avalanche immediately to continue with the mission to take down the evil Shinra Corporation. But Aerith is quite gung-ho to keep him occupied for a little while, even bringing him home to her mom. Aerith is going to escort Cloud back to Sector 7 the following morning, and in the meantime they have an afternoon to kill in the Sector 5 slums. They deliver flowers and help citizens with other odd jobs, but when they return to Aerith's house for dinner, Aerith's mother asks Cloud in private to leave in the middle of the night and never talk to Aerith again. Now Cloud will have to journey through Sector 6 to make it back to Avalanche and continue the battle against Shinra. Did Barret and Tifa make it out of Mecha Reactor 5 safely? And what kind of backlash will occur from Shinra following all of these events? You'll just have to tune in next time on the Final Fantasy VII Remake Pro Guide to a Perfect Save File. As always, I'm super hyped for the next chapter, and remember it is going to be a bit of time until the next episode. Don't forget to check out my live stream of the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, launching on PS5 on June 10th. Find me on Twitch under Kilson X. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss an episode. Alright guys, I'll catch you soon. Kilson out. Peace.